Can you all hear me?
Yeah.
If you can hear me, raise your hand up. If you can hear me, raise your hand up. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Great. If you are on a camera, please put your cameras on. It helps you. You have the presenter to be able to connect with the audience. So I'd like to put your cameras on if you can, so I can interact with you properly. Okay. If you can't put your cameras on, that would be very fantastic. Thank you. Appreciate you guys. Stephanie, Rotimi, Ebenezer, Anita. Thank you, Dr. Elvis. Appreciate you, Francisca, Okafor, and I'm seeing Pelumi here. I'm seeing Oluwafemi. I'm seeing Odidi. Thank you. You guys are amazing. Thank you. I appreciate you guys for. So Skyewise Investment Group, you guys are amazing for bringing me on board. I'm definitely excited here for doing this. And the reason why I like you guys is because you just don't want people to come to invest. You want to educate people about what investment is about. Okay, so let's put this together for Skyewise Group. Please chat in the box. Give the Skyewise Group a high five, because not a lot of people are interested in the knowledge of investment. Most people who are investment organizations just want to pitch their topics, their program. They want to pitch their investment product to clients without definitely getting them to know about what investment is. So let's look at this. First of all, life rewards you according to your definitions. Write it down. Life rewards you according to the knowledge that you have. There are so many people who are doing businesses and they're failing in the same businesses they're doing. Someone else is prospering. There are people who are investing, all right? At the same time, they're still losing money. And some people are investing in the same instrument and they're still making a lot of money. The difference is not that you invested. The difference is, why did you invest? What is your investment profile? What is the reason why you are investing in a particular asset classes? And I'm sure by the time I'm done, Skyewise Group will take over the floor to educate us on different types of investment product that they have. So right here, knowledge what guides you on to know what type of investment that is good for you and the type of product that is good for you. And more importantly, you're not financially wise if you spend money that has not multiplied. If you work hard for money and you make a lot of money from what you do, whatever you do, okay, and money comes into your hands, it's not wise to put that money into expenses. The most financially intelligent thing you could do is to multiply that money before you spend it. So I'm going to explain to you some concept that will help you to understand this and to use it in your financial journey. So write this down. There's a difference between economic independence and financial independence. And there's a difference between economic freedom and financial freedom. I have seen a lot of people misuse this concept all the time in Nigeria. You know, everyone on the internet is talking about financial freedom. You know, when you join my business, when you come to my company, you have financial freedom. What I have come to realize is people who don't understand this concept have misled people into taking the wrong decisions with the good intentions. Write it down. Taking wrong decisions with good intentions. The intentions was to go and multiply their money. That's the intentions. But because they lacked the right knowledge, they took the wrong steps. So intention is not enough. But the right steps is what makes your intention to become fruitful. Okay. And before I go further, I want to say something. Let's say, for example, who is on the screen? I'm seeing the talk office. Who is that? The young lady, beautiful lady. Your name is the talk. What's your name again? Can you unmute yourself quickly?
The talk office is my business name. My name is Zanjara.
Beautiful. So I'm going to try to do something. Everybody pay attention to what I'm about to do right now. Pay attention, because people have good intentions but wrong applications. They want to really become successful. The intent, desire to become, prosperous in what they do, and they fail. Okay. So talk office, do you have an official number?
Sorry?
Do you have an official line?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so I don't want you to give us your personal line. I'm going to do something with everybody right now. I want everybody to pay attention to what I'm about to do. So I want you to give me your number, your official line. Why do people have good intentions and they have wrong applications? All right. What is the reason why? And before I do this, I want you to write this down. Until knowledge is organized and directed towards a cause, it will not make an impact. Until knowledge is organized and then directed towards a course, it will not make the right impact. So in as much as you have knowledge, if that knowledge is not put in the proper sequence, you can apply it wrongly. So you have all the components of knowledge, but the sequence upon which that knowledge is organized cannot give the result you want. I have seen people who have knowledgeable, but they are still broke. They have read books by Kiyosaki. They're still broke. The reason why is not that they don't have the components together. The reason is because the sequence of application was wrong. Right? So I'm going to explain to you the journey towards investment. Write it down, the journey towards investment. So the talk office, I want you to give me your official line. Let's do it together. I hope everybody can see what I'm about to write. Right? Give it to me right now.
0808.
Okay. 0808. Sorry, you guys can see my screen, right? Go ahead.
948.
9.
No, you can't see.
8. Okay, they're going to zoom on it right now. My technical people will zoom on it. Okay, 948. Go ahead.
1851.
1851, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Can you see my screen now? You can see my screen now, everybody.
Yes, we can.
Yes. Oh, beautiful. So let me do it again. Okay. I just stay with me. Stay with me. I'm not in a hurry to go. Okay. Okay. Stay with me. Okay. All right. So now let me ask the talk office. All right. Is there an 8 in your, is there a 0 in your number? Yes or no?
Yes.
Is there a 0 in your number? Yes or no?
Yes, there is.
Is there an 8 in your number?
Yes, there is.
Is there a 9?
Yes.
4?
Yes.
8?
Yes.
Another 8?
Yes.
Another 1?
Yes.
Another 1?
Yes.
Yes. Another 5.
Yes.
If I dial this number, will your phone ring?
Definitely.
If I dial 080-948-1815, will your phone ring?
No, it will not.
But everything in your number is here, right?
Yes.
What is wrong?
The sequence is wrong.
The sequence is wrong. So it's possible you have all the components of knowledge, but you have it in the wrong sequence. Mm-hmm. So most people who don't understand the concept of growth of wealth, who have the components of wealth creation, but they don't have it in the right sequence. So the reason why Skyewise is putting this program together, the reason why they invited me is not just for you to invest. They want to educate everyone that is connected to Skyewise to understand the sequence of wealth creation. So number one, let me explain some terms. Now write this down. Life rewards you according to your definitions. Life rewards you according to your definitions, not according to your effort. And anything you cannot define overwhelms you. In other words, it is important to understand what is economic freedom versus financial freedom. What is economic independence versus financial independence? I'm going to say to you. Now, economic independence is your right, economic freedom, is your right to conduct economic activity in any citizen of country where you belong. Write it down. Economic freedom is your right as a citizen of a country to conduct economic activities. Now, people peddle this particular concept as though if you start a business, the essence is to have economic freedom. That's a lie. Economic freedom is the right you have as a citizen of a country to conduct economic activity in that country. So right here in Nigeria, I have economic freedom to buy and sell. I have economic freedom to set up a business. I have an economic freedom to conduct any economic activity. Is my right. I have that freedom. If I go to the United Kingdom, I do not have economic freedom because I'm not a citizen. Economic activity until you have a certain type of visa. So economic freedom is the right you have to conduct activities economically. Now, write this down. Economic independence is different. Economic independence is your capacity and your ability to create value, activity to create value, your ability to manage the natural resources in your country, in your state, in your locality. So economic independence has to do with your ability and capacity to manage and conduct economic activity. Why economic freedom is your right to do that. So in as much as we have economic freedom in Nigeria, most people are still not economically independent because they are not doing any business at all. They are not generating income based on their ability to conduct or provide value to customers. Am I making sense?
Yes.
If you're understanding me, raise your hand. If you are understanding what I'm saying, I want you to raise your hand. If I'm making sense to you. So freedom is given to you because you're a citizen of a country, but independence is given to you because your ability to develop idea, your ability to manage resources, your ability to build a business, and then conduct those businesses in a way that provides value to the customer, and the customer gives you value back. That's independence. Now, financial independence. Thank you. I appreciate it, guys. Now, financial freedom is your right to invest, your right to buy financial instruments. So if you go to Skyewise right now, say I want to invest in any of your products, you have the right as a citizen to buy financial instruments in this country. If a foreigner comes here who does not have the legal status in this country, he cannot buy financial instruments. That's your right. That's the financial freedom. But I see people talk about financial freedom as though that if you have money, you have financial freedom. No. Or if you have money working for you, you have financial freedom. No, that has nothing to do with that. But financial independence is your ability to find out the right financial instrument to have financial independence. So economic independence is you using your ability to create value to people and customers, and you generate income. And then financial independence is when you have the right knowledge to choose the right asset classes and then put your money there and your money works for you. Does that make sense, guys?
Yes, you do.
I'm making sense. If I'm making sense to you right now, I want you to raise your hand up. I want you to raise your hand up because I'm going to go deeper on this. Okay. Thank you. Now, watch this. In economic independence, right? In financial independence, your money multiplies. Remember, I said you generate money when you are economically independent. But in financial independence, your money multiplies itself. You are not the one multiplying the money. The money is multiplying by itself, being in a different and independent platform without your input. So if I put my money in an instrument, I'm not the one conducting the activities. I'm not the one trading with the money. The money is in an independent platform multiplying without my input. I hope someone is making sense. I hope someone is understanding what I'm saying right now. Okay. Obe, right? Ohi, Elenu. Okay. If you're understanding me, raise your hand. If you're understanding me, I want you to talk back to me. Tell me what you've learned so far, because I'm going to go even deeper than that. Yes, I'll be talking.
The financial independence, the more you are able to identify the right instruments for financial instrument, put your money in and the money works for you. The money multiplies itself.
Thank you. That's incredible. Please, thank you so much, Elehu, for that. So talk office, tell me what's the difference between financial freedom and economic freedom.
So financial freedom is your right to invest in financial instruments in any environment.
Okay.
While economic freedom is your right to conduct economic activities in any region or country, as the case may be.
Okay. Beautiful. So what is the difference between financial economic freedom and economic independence?
Well, I think from what you've said so far, economic independence is your ability to create value by managing the resources that you have.
Okay, beautiful. Now, let's take this further. In economic independence, you create quantity of money. In financial independence, you improve the quality of money. Write this down, very key. In economic independence, you generate quantity. In financial independence, you generate quality. So the quality of your money improves in financial independence, and the quantity of your money improves in economic independence. And I'm going to explain. You see, when you're conducting businesses, what you're concerned is bringing more money. Your primary concern in business is making sure you're making more money all the time. More money, quantity. But if you make 100,000 naira at the last year, and that 100,000 last year, the time dollar was 100 in your company, will my principal be secured? Let's worry about my interest rate may not be secured, but let's talk about my particular investment that I put my money, my principal is secured. That's the most important thing. The most important question in investment is the security of principal. So if you forget that principle and you're looking for what is the rate you're going to give me at the expense of making sure your principal is secured, you'll be taking a very high risk with your money. Am I making sense, guys? So why did I say in economic independence, you increase quantity? In financial independence, you increase quality. Now listen to this. It's very tricky. In economic independence, you're making a lot of money in terms of quantity. You're making 100,000, 200 million, 500 million. That's what you're concerned about, bringing more money. Now, if you put your money in an investment, you would think what you're trying to do is increase the quantity of your money in investment. Listen, every year, every economy in the world goes through an inflation. So the quality of every currency reduces because of inflation. So if I have a 15% inflation in an economy in a year, and I have 100,000 I made in the beginning of that year, by the end of that year, that money is reduced by 15% in terms of what it could buy. So if that money could buy this phone at January at 100,000, by end of this year, December, I will need 115,000 to buy the phone. So if your money increases by 15% by your investment, you have not gotten more money. You have only preserved the money to buy the same thing it could have been bought by January. So, which means the quality of your life in January can be maintained by the end of December by increasing the quality. In this case, the quantity of that money has increased without your effort, but what you're doing is not increasing the quantity of the money, is the quality of what it could buy is maintained. So in January, you could buy a particular item for 100,000. By December, you can buy it to 115,000. So the reason why you're investing, the first principle of investing is preservation of money. You want to write it down. The first principle of investing is to preserve the money from losing its value based on inflation. So if at the end of January, all right, who said that if I pay attention to the what? On investment offered as it is directly personal. Okay, so if I could buy something for 100,000 in January, and I'm needing 115,000 to buy the same thing in December, your money has not increased in quantity, it has only improved its capacity to retain the quality of your life. Oh my God, I wish someone is following me right now. If this is making sense to you, please, I want you to talk back to me. If this is making sense to you, talk back to me. Anybody there? Yes, yes. Somebody talk back to me, please.
It's making much sense.
Please talk to me. Yeah, I want to hear what's the sense in it?
The sense in it is that every year, the currency of every country reduces by value. So for us to maintain the quality of our currency, we must put it in an investment that will help us to maintain the quality of the funds we have and also help us increase it.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. So these are the simple things people don't know. So instead of putting 100,000 and go and rest and sleep and they have invested, no, work harder, learn more, become better to keep improving the quality of your business. So the next time you're coming to invest or put more money, you're putting 200,000, you're putting 300,000, because the quantity, the higher the quantity, the more you can leverage on the same percentage that was given. So most rich people don't take risks with their money. They go to investment that secures their principal. But most average people, middle class or poor people, because of the less quantity of their money, they tend to look for higher returns, which by extension makes them take a high risk investment platforms that jeopardizes the essence of their money coming back to them. So at the end of the day, the sense there is financial freedom is your right to buy financial. Everyone has a financial freedom. You don't have to do anything to get financial freedom in Nigeria. You already have it because it's your right. That's your freedom to exercise that right. But what you should be careful is financial independence, your ability to determine what instrument you should put your money. Okay? What instrument you should put your money? What is your investment profile? We're going to talk about that later. Okay, so this is where independence comes in. You don't want your money to just go and work and get lost. You want your money to be in a safe investment. And now, I'll tell you this, investment is different from Ponzi scheme. Investment is different from gamble. Any company that do not offer services, that does not have a product they offer to the people for which they make money, is more than likely to be a Ponzi. So because in investment, you're actually putting your work in production. You're actually putting your money in service. Yeah. So most companies that people put their money in, most people don't really think about what services do they offer. Investment is not a gamble. You're buying value. You're contributing to a service a company is offering. So the question you ask, what do you do as a company? You want to ask these questions. What services do you offer to the public that they make money for you? So your money is actually going into production. The only difference, you're not the one managing those particular things. Do that make sense, guys? Okay. So these are the questions you're going to be asking. What do you do? What services do you offer? If I invest 4 million naira, 10 million naira, 100 million naira, what services will this go into? I want to know what you're going to do with the money. Because investment is that you're actually buying a real asset. You're buying into services. You're buying into production. That's what your money is doing. The only difference is you're not the one actively rendering those services to customers. So you also have your own business, what you're doing. So for you to leverage on business and an investment properly, you should learn to improve your business so it can have more quantity. So right now, everybody listening to me right now, what I want you to do is what things can I do to improve the quality of my business so I can bring in more money into my business? That's what you should ask right now. What things can I do to keep improving the quality of my business so that more customers will give me more money, patronize my business, so that I can have more quantity to leverage on low risk investment without losing my principal? Does that make sense? Okay, so I'm going to do one more thing right now, and before I close, I hope this was straight to the point and was very direct to you understanding what financial independence is versus economic independence. Now listen to this. Business is different from investment, and this is possibly going to shock anybody listening to me right now. So I want you to go back to your screen. Please put your screens on. I want to see you. If you are in business, I want you to raise your hands up. If you have a business, please raise your hand. I want to see it. I want to see your hands. Don't give me screen, raise your hand. Yes, I see your testimonial. I see your talk show. I see you, Temi. I see you, Emmanuel. Please raise your hand if you do. Okay, if you have a business. Okay, now if you don't have a business, raise your hand. If you're not in business, raise your hand. If you're not in business, I want you to raise your hand. If you're not in business, raise your hand. Okay, it seems everybody here is in business. I can see. Okay, yes, Dr. Elvis. Now somebody else is raising their hand up. I'm seeing another Dr. Elvis Abuyere. Okay, you're not in business, right? Okay, raise. There's somebody there is saying, raising his hand. I can't go back to that screen. Okay, you're not in business. You're not in business. Okay, now I want to ask you a question. I want to ask you a question. Do you make money at the end of the month?
Yes, I do. From a paycheck.
And you're not in business?
Not yet. Working on one.
Okay, but you make money end of the month, right?
Yes.
Okay, now everyone write this down. Write this, everybody. Business is anything you do that brings money to you. Business is anything you do that brings money to you. Anything you do. Okay? Anything you do that brings money to you is business. Write this down. Investment is anything your money does that brings money to you. Investment is anything your money does that brings money to you. So the difference between business and investment is you do things, you conduct services, you go to your job, you perform services, you go to your business, you perform services, whatever you do that brings money to you is business. So I want to ask you again, brother, are you in business?
Well, by this definition, clearly, in business.
Say it again.
Yes, I am in business. I am in business.
Please clap for that young man right there, everybody. I want you to put your hands together for that young man right there. Interested. You see, you don't change people's efforts to increase the outcome. Change their perspective, the outcome will change. Write this down. You don't change people's effort. Everybody in this program right now, I can tell you, I can guarantee you, 90% of Nigerians work very hard, but most Nigerians are still not rich enough because of lack of the proper understanding of wealth creation. Okay. Now, business is anything you do that brings money to you. Okay. Business is anything you do that brings money to you. And investment is anything your money does that brings money to you. Okay. Investment is your money working that brings money to you. So you go out there, you go out there, you provide services. You might have a job, but you're providing services to your job. At the end of the day, you are the one performing those activities and you get paid at the end of the month. That's business. That's why most people who succeed in the workplace are the people who think entrepreneurial. If you have an entrepreneurial mindset, you'll succeed in your workplace. You will know you're contributing value to your workplace. And because you're contributing value, your workplace will improve in the outcome of what they do. Therefore, your promotion will improve as well. But when you have an employee mentality, employee is the French word for slavery. The word employee means slave, which means you don't think, which means you don't contribute anything to the workplace, which means you're going there to do routine work. All you care about is guarantee of income at the end of the month, whether the company makes money or not, you just want to be paid at the end of the month. Please, today, I want you to know that an employee is the French word for slave. And your employer don't make you an employee. It is your mindset that makes an employee. Because in the same workplace, there are other entrepreneurs who are as employees, but they don't think like slaves. They think like owners of the business. They think like the boss of the business. They try to contribute their quota. They try to think ways to improve the quality of the services or where they're employed. You know why? You don't work for anybody. You work for yourself. The ability to create value is an internal thing. Even when you leave that job, you can continue to become productive wherever you go. So now what it means that a lot of people don't understand the difference between a job and work. Write this down. Job is anything you do that doesn't demand your intellect. Write it down. Job is anything you do that doesn't demand your intellect. It's like cut and paste routine. You show up, you just open your laptop and you do the same thing every day and you get bored. You don't worry about nothing. That's your job. But work is different from job. What is work? Write this down. Work is anything that challenges your purpose, demands your intellect, and improves your skill. Work is anything that challenges your purpose, demands your intellect, and improves your skill. When you're working, you're improving. Whenever you're working, you're getting better. So most people that have companies, before you employ anyone, please make sure you don't employ slaves. People who think that once they get the job, money will show up from nowhere and they get paid. They will diminish and decrease the quality of your company. They will become holes in your finances. You have staff, and yet you're starved of profit. But when you have workers are those who connect to the purpose of the business. They want to think about the value and the vision of the company. They want to contribute their own creative ability to the company. They also want to do the things that will improve the company, because when a worker works, the worker improves. So the reason why I'm saying this is because I have created companies, or big companies. I have seen company collapse. They have a lot of staff there, but nobody is thinking like the boss. Nobody's thinking like the entrepreneur they ought to be. They're just waiting for the end of the month to come so that they can get paid, even though the company is not making any margin at the end of the month. And write this down, folks. The essence of work, write this down. The essence of work is not to make money. The essence of work is to create value. The essence of work is not to make money. The essence of work is to create value. When you create value, the company will take the value and then make money. So people think that they have to go to work to make money. No, that's not your work. Matter of fact, no individual is created by God to make money. You don't make money as an individual. You make money as a business. But individuals are designed to create value for businesses to take the value you created and then make money. I give an example. If your job in a company is to write reports, that report you're writing is the value you're providing for the company. You want to be the best report writer. That's what you want to be. You want to take courses. And once you write the best report, guess what happens? The company takes that report and then creates money from that report, from clientele. And the reason why individuals are not designed to make money is because you're an emotional being. If you're making money as a person, if your friends call you for money, you send them. Your mother calls you for money, you send them. At the end of the day, you remain broke because you're emotionally attached to people. But businesses will not give you money until you provide value to them back. So the essence of work, listen to this, is to increase and improve the spirit, the mind, and the competence of the worker. Write it down. The essence of working is to increase and improve the spirit, the mind, and the competence of the worker. And then business takes the value that the worker has created and then makes money off of that value. And then the worker is now paid. When the worker improves, the work improves. And when the work improves, the customer gets better value and the business improves. I want you to get that. I'm talking about this for those who are looking for money to invest. Your work has to improve. Fire all the employees who are employee in their thinking, because they are not going to improve the quality of your process. They are there for the end of the month. They are not there for the purpose of the business. If you don't like me now, raise your hand. If you don't like me, raise your hand. Come on now, talk to me, guys. If you hate me right now, like, okay, maybe your boss is online and your boss is going to fire you right now, please raise your hand. Let me tell you, you see, poor people wants to be liked. Rich man wants to be respected. Say it again. Poor people wants to be liked. Rich man wants to be respected. Do that make sense? Fire every employee. Don't think about it. They are there for the money they're going to make at the end of the month. They are not there for the value they're going to produce for the progress of the business. Every employee is not an employee by the employer. It's a mentality you brought into the business. The reason why you got the job in the first place was because you want money at the end of the month, not because you want value to be produced at the end of the month. And once value is produced, businesses thrive. Okay. So the difference between job and work is the job is routine, doesn't require intellect, copy and paste. Work demands your intellect, demands your vision, and improves your skill. Okay. Now, I'm gonna make sense, guys. If you're following me, raise your hand. I'm looking at Ebiri. Ebiri, are you there? I'm seeing you. Fantastic. Ebiri, what have you got so far? Please, guys, if I ask you a question and you can't answer it, we'll take you out of the system. Ebiri, go ahead.
Okay, so far I've learned the importance of investment and value added in my place of work. I don't just have to be irrelevant, but I have to be relevant for myself.
I love you so much, Ebri. I love you so much, Ebri. So pay attention. If I ask you a question, you can't answer my question, I'm going to delete you because you're bringing that employee mentality into this place. And I tell everyone, listen to this, listen to this. You survive by instinct, you succeed by training. Write it down. You survive by instinct, you succeed by training. You see, for you to survive, you don't need knowledge. Dogs survive, birds survive, horses survive, elephants survive, crocodiles. Those animals don't need knowledge to survive. So survival does not require knowledge. But for you to succeed, knowledge is important. Anytime you're thinking about growing your capacity, becoming a billionaire, becoming a millionaire, you can't become a millionaire or become successful by instinct. You have to have knowledge to thrive and to become successful. Okay, so I'm looking for those right now who after this call wants to begin to see, okay, what can I do not just to make more money in my business? What can I do? What investment platforms, what investment classes that I'm going to put my money to increase the quality of my money? So write this down. In business, you don't make profit. You don't make profit in business, you make profit in investment. If this is shocking, raise your hand. If this is shocking you, if this is shocking, raise your hand right now. If this is okay, this is crazy. What do you mean by that? Make profit in investment, you don't make profit in business. So I'm going to ask a question, and don't be scared. Okay, and Emmanuel, put your videos on. Emmanuel, Ame, and all of you, Shei, and everybody, please put your videos on. I'm going to ask a question. Listen to this. Thank you. I love you. I love you. I love you already. Thank you. If I buy this phone, the cost of importing this phone, let me use the water. If I imported this, the bottle the empty bottle, and the cost of production of producing this bottle of water is 10,000 naira. The cost of production, both duties, salaries to my staff, utilities, fuel, all the things I paid. And the cost of producing this bottle of water is 10,000 naira. And I sell it for 15,000 naira. Have I made profit? Raise your hand. If you don't raise your hand, I'm going to ask you today. Raise your hand. If the cost of production of this bottle of water is 10,000, and after production, that's my cost, 10,000, and I sell this bottle of water for 15,000, have I made profit? Raise your hand. Okay, who said no?
No.
No, who said no? I can't see you.
Me.
Okay, you said no. Who said no? Who said no? Okay.
I said no.
Okay, so why do you say no? The cost is 10,000 and I sold it for 15,000. Have I made profit?
No.
Why? What have I made?
Your margin.
Who said that? This is brilliant. This is Chika Audi. I can't see you. Did they take light in your place? Say it again.
I've just come entering my house, so I haven't turned on the gen or anything.
Okay.
It's
so what is a margin?
A margin is the amount you make after you subtract the cost of selling your product from the cost of production.
Please put a big round of applause for that young lady right there. Oh my goodness, this is incredible. This is incredible. This is incredible. You see, this is what they didn't teach us in school, in accounting and businesses, because most of the people who taught us business in school were very poor people and average men who don't have no business themselves. The best person to learn business from is someone who's successful in business. The best person to learn investment from is someone who's successful in investment. So now, if you have put the effort, the strategy, okay, you clean the bottle. This is the effort you've made, and you've the cost of current wages. So if you have your own business, you're not working for anyone, and you're working for yourself, and you go out there, clean this bottle every day, put it on the shelf, talk to customers, convince them. That time you're convincing them and cleaning the shop, that's your energy going out to produce, to make sure this thing is sold. The 5,000 naira on top of that is a compensation for the time and energy you put into it. So that money is called wages for those who have their own business, is called salary for those who are working for someone else. So at the end of the day, that money is a compensation for your labor. Okay. Please, can you take my big screen out? Because I want to see everybody. Take my screen out. I want to see everybody on the screen. Okay, great. So now, raise your hand. Raise your hand if you are a laborer. Raise your hand on the screen. If you're a laborer, raise your hand on the screen. If you're a laborer, raise your hand on the screen. Okay. If you have to go to work to perform duties, I'm talking to you, the talk office. Okay, talk office, open your screen right now. Let me talk to you. I'm talking to you right now. Do you have to go to work to perform activity before you get paid?
No, sir.
So if you don't show up at work for the next 6 months, you still get paid?
That would be wrong. I have to show up at work to get paid, actually.
So when you show up at work and you exercise your energy doing the work, is that called labor?
Yes.
So when you get paid for that, what does it mean? What does it make you?
A laborer.
So if you're a laborer in the house, please raise your hand, please. Come on, everybody right there. You see, the problem is we think mechanics are laborers. We think those people who are fixing tires are laborers. We think that the keke napep is a laborer. Doctors are laborers. Lawyers are laborers. As far as you have to perform an activity that exerts energy, that's labor when you get paid for that. So if you're taking your house rent based on the money you're receiving from your labor, whether it is your business or not, right now I'm exercising energy. That's labor. So if I get paid for this, that means I'm a laborer. Now, one of the greatest financial sin is that you labor for money and you spend it on what does not multiply the money. That's one of the greatest you could do. Because money is not meant to be spent. Money is meant to be multiplied before it is spent. Write it down. Money is not meant to be spent at source. When you work hard, you go to work, you talk to your client, you speak to your staff, you try to fix things that is working, you make things work in your office. Those energy you're spending is what generating the value for the company. And at the end of the month or week, you get paid. That is called labor. But when you labor for money, you don't spend it on anything that does not increase the quality of that money. Look at me. Of course, some of you know I am on crutches. I've been on crutches for 38 years. If all I earn is what I do by my effort, by now I wouldn't be a rich man. Because right now, I can't do a lot of physical work. But because I knew this information a long time ago, I started investing long time ago. Right now, the returns on my investment is far more than the returns on my labor. How many of you like that kind of lifestyle? Raise your hand. How many of you would like to have more is that whenever you provide a product or service to people, you provide a product or service to people, and there's an extra money on top of that. It's not profit yet, it's margin. So if you call it profit, which means if you sell 100 pieces of this, you make it like 500,000, which is the 500,000 on top, 5,000 on top of that. If you sell 100 pieces of this, which means you make it 5,000 times 100, that's about 500,000. Am I correct? So because you call it profit, the chances are you want to go to Dubai. At the end of the day, you travel to Dubai, buy a ticket, you come back, there's zero balance in your account. So what do you do? Write this down. Any problem that cannot wait for your money to multiply is not for you to solve. Write it down. Any problem that cannot wait for your money to multiply is not for you to solve. So what you want to do is what I did. So I go now, I start a business with you. We are in the same shop. We are importing the same water. At the end of the month, the margin for this water is 5,000. That's the margin. So because you call it profit, at the end of the month, you take 500,000 off your money and go and rent a higher, you're living in one room like I was living. And then after the end of the year, you have made 5 million from your business. You take the money from your business, you go and rent 3-bedroom flats in the high area in Wuse 2, in Abuja, or you in Lekki, in Lagos. But remember, the 5 million came out of the labor you had. So you know what I do? I still live in the same one room. I take each time at the end of the month, I make 500,000. I will take 400,000 and put it in an investment and still live on 100,000. Every month I put 400,000, which means before the next 1 year, my 400,000 times 10, which is 4 million, is making more money than my business is making. So at the end of the year, my 4 million has made about 2 million, for example, and I can use the 2 million that my 400,000, my 4 million made, and use that money to rent a house in Lekki, which means I still have my 4 million plus the 2 million. But because you don't understand the difference between margin and profit, and then what is profit? Write this down. Profit is the money your money made. Margin is the money you made in business. You don't spend your margin on anything that doesn't multiply the money. So as I'm speaking to you right now, what you should be thinking is how much of my income or my salary can I put out for investment? So that as I'm still working hard in my economic independence, my money is working hard in my financial independence. So that 2 years from now, 4 years from now, your profit from your money is able to take care of your life expenses. Write this down. You fund your necessities with business margin. You fund your luxuries with profit margin of your investment. So your profit, your investment profit fund your luxuries. Your business margin fund your necessities, which means your house rent, your food and clothing is the things you're supposed to be worried about. But those extra things you want to enjoy in life should be delayed gratification, and your money begins to multiply. It is from those things that your money has made that you can begin to enjoy the business of life. I hope you guys got something tonight. Please put your hands together for being here with me for over how many minutes now? We've spent over 45 minutes, and the number has never changed from 54. It's been 54, 53. It's amazing. Please put your hands together for you. I love you so much in this course. So what's going to happen is I'm going to bring back the Skyewise group now, and they're going to talk to you about some of the things that they have. Then those people that stay to the course of this training, next week, I want you to help me. The Skyewise group is going to send you a link. Invite your personal friends, your partners, your staff, all the people you know, the business friends you have, your friends and colleagues. Next week, I think on the 14th of September, I'll be teaching you on the 5 levels of wealth creations and the different types of investment platforms and different types of investment classes you should be inputting your money. So right now, I'm going to ask you questions, or I'm going to open up for questions before I ask mine. So if anyone has a question to ask me, your floor is open for you right now, and then I'm going to ask mine. Okay, you don't have. I'm going to ask you. So I have Anita. Anita, are you there? Anita, are you there? Your screen is your camera is not on. We can have Stephanie. Stephanie, tell me if you've learned anything so far. What is it?
Hello.
Yes, I can hear you.
I am one of the Stephanie.
Yes.
Okay, I have learned that there is a huge difference between profit and margin. So the profit is what your money makes for you, and margin is what your business, that's what your effort for you. You can also say what your labor has made for you. Then I also learned that from what you said last, it is not wise for one to jump at gratifying his or her wants, which I would like to call luxury, because you just made a little margin. You should rather delay it and invest the money so that it makes you profit. So your profits can now fund your luxury.
Awesome.
Then for luxury, now you the difference between job and work. Difference between job and work. And you said that job is anything that one does that doesn't demand the person's intellect, and work is anything that one does that challenges the person's purpose, demands the person's intellect, and improves on the person's skills. These are the things that I've learned. But I could raise my hand for the question. You had already started asking your own. So may I ask mine now?
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay, my question is, when you want to determine how much of your income, your salary, that you should invest, how would you calculate it?
Okay. So the first thing to do in investing, write this down, very important. Make sure your personal needs, not wants, are satisfied. Make sure your personal need, your survival needs, maybe home, your rent is paid, your food is covered. All those things should be taken care of before you invest. The reason is this: if you become in dire need of those survival things, the chances to call your fund back before it matures is there. When you have not taken care of your personal needs and begin to invest money, and some people call off the investment that was supposed to last for 1 year, in the middle of 6 months, they want it back because they are now into some kind of pressuring existential needs. Okay. So the first thing to take care of is your personal needs. Make sure that you have those things covered. But your personal needs should not be luxuries. It should be things that are completely existential, that you know that with this you can survive and then have the rest of the money go to work to multiply. That's the first thing you need to know about how much you should invest from your personal. Because if I tell you 10%, 20%, if I tell you 10% of 50,000, you will die before your time, before the end of the month. Okay, which probably is not even enough to take you home. But if I say 10% of 5 billion, you see, so that's why after this program, part of what you need to do is to get back to Skyewise Group if they're here, and they should drop a link. You can call and follow up with them so they can guide you and look at different investment asset classes that they have that can suit you where you are. Okay. Now, I'm going to add this. Small businesses, one of the challenges that small businesses have, if you're here, is funds. One of the challenges that small businesses have is funding. Okay. So you can look for a low-cost funding, and let's just say some kind of funding that is not costing you arms and legs to inject into your business. Another part that small businesses have is employing the right type of expertise that can help them to navigate through the market realities. A lot of people have not, they don't have mentors. They don't have people who can help them, manage the funding that they have, or even manage the business challenges they're going through. But I'm going to talk more about this in the next session. I'm going to be dealing with the challenges that small businesses have that's making them not to grow up. Okay. But that will be on the 14th of September. Am I right, Elvis? Am I right, Elvis? So mark 14th of September in your calendar. On that
You're
day,
right,
I
sir.
will have up to 2,000 people on this platform. Tell your friends and family. Don't keep this to yourself. One of the things that shows you a very great person, a very powerful person, is your ability to share wonderful opportunities like this. Skywise has paid for this session. Please put your hands together for Skywise Group. They have taken the cost of this event. And I can tell you, getting me to speak is not cheap. I'm telling you. And that's why for this company to want to educate people, to get them properly educated about what investment is, what business is, this is an incredible company to emulate. I am so happy for this company. Now, I want to have my lovely sister from South Africa, Coach Amu. I see you, Coach Amu. Thank you for listening from South Africa. I appreciate you. What have you learned so far from this program?
Good evening, sir. Thank you. I didn't realize that you actually saw me. So that one stood out for me very, very much. So any problem that cannot wait for my money to multiply is something that I will not even pay attention to. Okay, and then the second thing is the job and work, the difference between a job and work. A job is anything you do that doesn't demand your intellect, and work is anything that challenges you, your purpose, demands the intellect, and improves your skill. So pay attention to, you really don't pay attention, and you work what they do, what they tell you to do. But work is something that demands you to think, that demands you to improve your skill, and obviously that challenges your thinking as well. So thank you so much.
I have a question, sir.
Yes. Who has a question? Testimony. All right, great. Go ahead. I'm here for you.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. I must really say thank you. This is really a very educative session. It's always beautiful being in your sessions anyway. I'm really excited to be here. Okay, so my question is, if you're investing in assets, right? Companies like Skywise, you have, okay, let's say the inflation of a country rises to about 15 to 19% in 12 months, that's per annum. And then the investment percentage return is supposed to be, or given to you, is 15 to 16%. Did you really, did your money really make profit, or did your money make a loss? And how do you mitigate that kind of situation?
Okay, so very brilliant question, testimony. I love that question. I'm going to serve everyone when I answer it. So in the 5 stages of wealth creation, okay, the first stage is wealth accumulation, which is starting business, bringing money into your life. Because if you don't have money in your life, you don't have any money you don't have money to invest. Okay, so but pay attention. I'm going to deal with how to improve quality of your business next week. Okay, next week, the 14th. So I'm going to deal with small businesses, how to scale up, and deal with some of the things I'm going to talk about now. I'll expand on it for next week. So make sure you invite your friends and families. Be kind enough to bring everybody on this program next week. Okay, so the first step in wealth creation is wealth accumulation. That is bringing money, finding a way to improve the quality of your services, to increase the inflow of money, customers coming into your business, strategy, scalability. That's the first one. The second one is preservation of money. So when money comes to your life, the first investment thinking is to preserve the money, not to increase the quality, not to just increase the quantity. You want to increase the quality. You want to preserve the money. That's the first thing in investment, increasing preservation of the money. So if you got 15%, what you have done is to preserve the quality of that money. That's what you've done. So if you got 15%, you have done preservation. All right. The first thing is preservation. So which means you are not looking to a high risk. So there are instruments that can give you between, let's assume you got 7% or 8%, right? 8%, and you have quantity. The amount of money you're going to have in that quantity is going to be high. That's someone that does have quantity. Okay, so that's why quantity is important. Now, the second level, the third level in wealth creation, the third level is wealth multiplication. So your investment, 80% of your money, so to say, depending on who I'm talking to individually right now, should go to preservation because that's low risk. At least you're sure your principal is safe. Then 20% should go to high risk investment. Why? You must take a certain risk with investment to increase the chances of your money multiplying. In this case, you're thinking about how do I multiply my money to the point that it can make me rich? So there's certain risk my money takes. So 10% or 20% of my money takes a lot of risk in terms of an investment platform that can increase the quality of my money beyond what inflation has. But in case I lose the money, remember, 80% is in a safe investment that is not exposed to risk. So if I lose it in 1 month, 2 months, if I wait another year, the money that is in safe investment will make up what I lost of the 20%. Does it make sense? Testimony, does it answer your question?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Yes. So inflation erodes the value of your money. So you have 100,000 by the end of the year, the 100,000 cannot buy the same thing bought in January. So when you're investing, safety is important. The first question to ask in investing is safety of your income. Does the company provide services? What services does this company render? So that is the first thing you want to ask, because what is important is preservation of your capital. Then, of course, a certain percentage of that money that you have should go to high risk investment that could have the potential of being wiped out or making you a millionaire overnight. So, but in case you lose the money, remember 80% is in safe investment. If you hold it a little bit, next 1 year to 2 years, the money must have made up what you lost. Okay, I hope that answered your question. Okay, right.
Yes, sir, it does. Thank you.
Anybody else? Okay. Now, so testimony, one thing you're taking home tonight. What is the one thing you're taking home tonight from this Skyewise Wealth Acceleration Program? And tell me, how many people are you going to extend this particular platform and bless them by next week?
Okay. Thank you for the opportunity to talk, sir. I particularly, when you talked about employees, like, because I think that's one problem I have in my company right now. I have some staff that are not productive. So, and I think that actually it is true because they don't think the way I think. They believe that we just wait for the end of the month, 29th, and get our salary. In fact, they are first to remind, once it's near time. They don't remind when we have work. So basically,
okay, he's frozen right there. He's frozen right there. Okay, I'm gonna come back to him. The talk office.
I have to fire this.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes, sir. So basically, can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so I have to hire people that actually would work and would think like me and also think like entrepreneurs, and they are able to create good value so that investors and clients get better value, and that's how the company grows. So this is one thing for me that I'm taking to the books right now. Like tonight I'm going to start executing that. So extending and a lot more other stuff I have learned so far, and then extending this to my friends. I already have 3 people in mind that also run companies, and they are very good friends of mine, and I think that I'm going to extend this to them right away. And wow. I think they might have some money to also invest in assets and other stuff. Okay.
Thank you, Testimony. I appreciate you. You're just an amazing young man. I know you, met you personally. You are a great person. I can see the sky just being the horizon, not even the limit. That's your stepping stone. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
A lot of people. Please put your hands together for Skyewise for putting this together. The Elvis, Dr. Elvis, yes, I'm Stephanie has a question. I'm coming to talk office. Elvis, are you there? Do you want to say anything? Dr. Elvis?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. It has been so much enlightening, and I'm sure that you have done justice to today's topic. I sincerely want to appreciate you for all this. And like I said, it's an opportunity for us to unlearn and relearn. And I'm still looking forward to on the 14th of next month, whereby you're going to blow our mind in terms of practical ways to survive in business and create a sustainable investment opportunity to build our industry across Africa and Nigeria at large. So tonight, I must be honest, I'm very sure that every participant and listener out there have been able to learn one or two things. For me, like, oh my God, like I said, it has always been amazing. Since I've learned so much, and I'm going to put them into perspective to ensure that my team and Skywise Group is going to take it to another level where we can probably grow so much and bring so much value to the system. Because one of the greatest words which you have made mention of, talking about the margin aspect, looking about the compensation of our costs, also the profit aspect, and also to ensure that we have team who work with us as not just an employee in the system, just occupy space. And these are actually things where I've put into cognizance and ensure that the whole team of Skywise Group will drive it to maximum result and ensure that we keep to award in all we do. So I'm going to hand over to my CEO, Mr. Wale, to probably also say one or two things. Yes, Mr. Wale, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm so excited tonight. I'm excited because it has been an awesome time with Dr. Ugo. Amazingly, it's eye-opening and a water shed on top of my ground right now. The reason is because you just never learn enough. And I believe that this is an eye-opener for so many of us that we're going to reach out to other people so that come 14th of September, 7 p.m. is going to be another time for us to raise the bar. So tonight, for every employee here, they've learned one or two things to come to understand that they must have value, not just because of the companies they work for, but in particular, it's for themselves. And so I want to say that as Skywise Global Investment Services Limited, we have financial experts among us here who are being saddled with the opportunity of giving a robust advice for anyone here that may want to come back to the office and then book a time or a session with any one of us so that they can get abreast of all kinds of investment opportunities available and get a robust information about what they can get into before the 14th of September so that they can prepare themselves properly. So you can do that by sending an email to skywisegroup@gmail.com, or you can just send the request for an appointment to 080. I'm sure we are all here with our writing materials, to 080 94 65 3000. I'll take the number again. You can send a request for an appointment to 080 94 65 3000. Let me take it one more time again. You can send an email to request for an appointment to skywisegroup@gmail.com, or an SMS or a chat to 080 94 65 3000, so that you can get a session, one-on-one session on anything that has to do with investment advice, because we are licensed corporate investment advisor to do that. We have been licensed to do that. And then that's why we actually brought this together on behalf of Skywise Group. Dr. Ugo has been so awesome tonight. I want to celebrate you. It's quite a time for me to meet you, and I'm so, thankful that I'm able to make up tonight for this program session. You have been a blessing to us. Thank you very much. And for those that made up time to join us, I'm sure it has been so enriching for you. 14th of September should be right there in your mind. I've told my IT team to begin to drop the link for the participation for the 14th of September. And we're going to continue to send you a reminder. And so all you need to do for us as part of your own bidding, I'm sure you have enjoyed tonight, is just to spread the news. Dr.
Yes.
Ugo told us, once you get a good product, you send it across, you share it.
Right,
It's one of the, in fact,
I'm-
it's number one
I'm
form
gonna,
of
I'm gonna show you
investment.
something. I'm gonna share something with you guys. Now listen, I want you guys to listen. I am a believer in Africa. Africa is the last frontier of wealth creation. It's called the motherland. I mean, I lived in America for 5 years. I worked with JP Morgan Chase Bank. I have seen that these countries have gone well, but Africa is the last. Everyone right now in the world is looking to Africa. And that right now in this room are Africans. And Skywise Group done something that most company does not really take considerations, to put a program with the sole purpose of educating the African entrepreneurs. This is crazy. Now listen to this. One point I'm going to make before I get off your face is this. If you want to be unlimited, live for others. If you want to be unlimited, you have to live for other people. So part of what is going to show the sign that you're really ready to grow as an entrepreneur is to make a mandatory pledge to yourself to make sure that as many people as possible are here on the 14th of September. That's one of the things you could do to show that you're not just living for yourself. Okay, 14th of September. Tell yourself, now I'm going to live collaboratively. I'm going to be a testimonial in the life of people. I'm going to spread the link. I don't know if the link is here. Okay, and the link will also be put on my Instagram page as well. Go to Skyewise Group, okay, the Instagram page, and go to Ugochukwu Omeogu Instagram page. I'm working with them. You see Ugochukwu Omeogu right there. Go to that place, follow on Facebook or Instagram rather, and we're going to give you the link there. And then go to Skywise Group. I'm going to tag them. They tag me back and forth. Let's spread the wealth creation knowledge to all African homes. Let's make this continent the pride of the world. The time for Africa is here. And look at the company right here, Skywise Group, only coming to say, you know what, I just don't want people to invest in my product or my services. I want them to learn, and they paid write it down, okay? Teaching brings awareness, mentorship brings discipline, and community brings wealth. So your mandate today is to make sure you have over 100 people on your list, your client, your customers, your staff, your friends, your family. Send them and let them know, Mr. Ugo, if they want to come to me directly, it's going to cost them a tons of money, and it's going to be free for them. It's going to be, and that's one of the best things you can give to anyone. And Dr. Benjamin Disraeli said, the best way you can help another person is not to share your riches, but is to teach him how to create his own. I'm going to say it again. So the best way you can help someone is not to share your riches, but to teach him how to create his own. So right now on your platform, in your hands, is this wonderful opportunity. And Skywise, on the other hand, is getting ready with the best financial product you can ever imagine, okay? And I want to give it back to our CEO, and I want to thank all of you. But before we go, please let me get to Talk Office. Please, Talk Office. When I see ladies who are doing well in the business or trying to get into entrepreneurship, I love it so much. So Talk Office, tell me what you've learned, and then I'm going to go back to the CEO of Skywise.
Okay, thank you so much, Sam. May I start by saying this is an incredible session. I've heard about you 1,001 times, but this is the first engagement I'm having, and I am not disappointed. In fact, I wish for a lot of things. Anyways, I think what started with me.
You never know. You never know. Wish what? That put me. Let me see a screen. Like what? Tell me the wishes.
Well, I wish I started earlier. I wish I started earlier. I wish I jumped into the opportunity to hear you speak and engage with you on other forums, but it's never too late. Okay. I'm still here. So what jumped at me was when you asked who is a business person, And a lot of people raised their hands, including me, but Dr. Elvis didn't raise his hand. And that got me thinking, why didn't he raise his hand? And I just knew there was something much more than just business. And you have opened my eyes to see a lot of things in investment. Besides that, what I'm taking home now is capacity and courage to actually invest. I'm one of those people that confused economic independence and financial independence. But this conversation just blew my mind away. I'm those people that I never want to ask for anything. I want to be able to, pay my bills and do things for myself. But I now know that that's not even enough. That's a scratch of the surface. So thank you so much for this time. Thank you, Dr. Elvis. Thank you, Skywise Group. And I know we are going to have greater sessions next time. Next time, everybody on my contact list should be here, unless they don't want to continue to be my friend.
I love this lady already. Thank you so much, Talk Office. You are great. Are you following me on Instagram? Okay, please do that right away. All of you get there on Instagram and follow me, and for more insights. And then Dr. Elvis, I want to say to you, you are a young man that has defied all odds. Okay, you have done well. You are young and you are blazing fire in this part of the world. Everyone I wish in this continent should be like Dr. Elvis. This young man has created a platform for people. He is such an awesome entrepreneur with a high spirit to make sure that not just make money for himself, but to spread the knowledge. I love your courage. I love your wisdom. I know we're going to do a lot of great things on here. And everyone that answered my questions, that is not scared to get up when I was talking so hardly on you. I love you guys. And Dr. Elvis, over to you. And at this note, I'm going to bow out. And I will see you guys on the 14th. Come on, let's make it happen. Dr. Elvis.
All right. Thank you so much once again, Dr. Ugochukwu. Thank you so much, everyone. I sincerely want to appreciate your time for being here tonight. I'm very sure that you have been able to learn one or two things. And I believe this is just an eye-opening. Come 14th of next month is going to be mind-blowing. All I just want to stay tuned. And we at Skyewise Group, we will continue giving updated information on the right form of investment, guide you how to transform your life, how to be financially independent, and where you can change Nigeria and Africa for good. Because we believe radical economic transformation is no longer what we demand from the government anymore, but what we demand from ourselves as an individual and as a citizen of this great country. And I do believe Nigeria will be great again. And Skywise is taking a giant stride in that sector, in providing you with the transformation information that will guide you and inspire you to be one of the robust people Africa will look forward to. Stay tuned and be connected to us on our Instagram handle and also with Dr. Ugochukwu Omeogu. So I will just leave for Mr. Wale to do the closing remark.
Well, thank you, everyone. The justice has been done to those closing remarks. In fact, I'm particularly elated by the lady that did a last comment. That's a wonderful remark for everyone, and I believe that's about the acts of everyone that participated. Thank you very much. And once again, you are all welcome, and we are looking forward to you participating with us on the 14th of September, 7 p.m. And then we're not looking forward to just you alone, but with your friends and everyone around you. It's a form of investment that you have to do. So please reach out and let's be much more than this. After all, they say, the more, the merrier. Thank you.